Warning, the podcast you're about to hear has a unique conservative perspective and may be politically incorrect, containing some controversy in its message. This episode may speak out against liberalism, socialism, the dark state, and religious organizations. It is possible that evil in politics, education, law, society, and religion will be discussed and exposed. However, we believe this podcast adds truth and value to a mature, disenfranchised audience who may be tired of apostate religions and wicked world systems. Listeners who are easily offended, overly sensitive, or have progressive leanings sympathetic to the topics we expose should be forewarned not to listen any further. We thank both those who choose to listen as well as those who choose not to listen. You've been warned. And now, let us get on with the show.
Hello, Miss KAPOW.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm marvelous. I'm having a marvelous day.
Great. Well, today's Freedom Friday. It's August 24th, 2018.
All right. But I got to let the listeners know we're actually recording this on the 23rd, and then we publish it on the 24th. So when I talk about earthquakes, I can only go as far as today, which is Thursday the 23rd. So tomorrow or later when you hear this...
So how come they didn't talk about the earthquake? Oh,
yeah, the whole planet could have cracked, but I don't know. So, we're having a marvelous day here, and I hope everybody's having a marvelous time as we approach the apocalypse and the end of time in history as we know it. And the earth is cracking, it's shaking, all the foundations are being removed. You have the man-made institutions of politics and religion and education and law crumbling before your very eyes. Absolutely incredible.
Fun times is what
it
I like
is.
To say.
Yeah, people are wringing their hands. They're perplexed. They're fainting because they're just worried about what stuff's going on. Miss KAPOW and I went to the, I guess you'd call it a health food store.
Health food store.
Yeah, I went to a health food store, and we're looking at some products. And as we were paying for the stuff, the gal who works there was passing out these flyers. You know, this information little magazine kind of a thing, and to the customers. And right on the cover, right big, is anxiety. It's a whole article. Yeah, this doctor wrote this whole article about anxiety and how people can't sleep and they're just freaked out. What you can
do for...
Yeah, what herbal supplements you can take and all that stuff. And it's big. People are just they can't sleep. They can't eat. Yeah.
With the things that are happening on this planet.
Yeah, and they don't even have to, most of the people are still asleep, but they know something's wrong. They know something's wrong, and so they're afraid. They're afraid for their kids, their grandkids. But they're asleep, but they know something's wrong. If I
didn't know the Lord, I'd be afraid too.
Oh, me too. But because I know the Lord, I'm having a marvelous time. Absolutely marvelous. I mean, I've never been freer in my life. I mean, you just say no to when you're going to say no. Don't do anything you don't want to do. Do the things that are important. I'm telling you, it's marvelous.
Well, you actually have a roadmap. Yeah,
you have a roadmap. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what timeline we're in. And it's all crumbling. It really is. It's amazing to watch from these seats. Incredible. So, Ms. KAPOW, we're going to talk today about a lot of incredible things. I want to do a follow-up on the poop patrol in San Francisco. Follow-up. We talked about that last week, about San Francisco. They have a poop patrol cleaning up human feces on their beautiful libtard utopia. And I want to do a follow-up on that. Then we're going to talk about these earthquakes and why it's important, because it's important. And then... some new STI that's coming down the pike.
Disgusting.
Very interesting. And then we're going to have our demon story of the day.
Dear Lord.
This guy. We'll talk about that, our demon story. And that's about it. But it's enough.
Well, no.
I know.
It's enough.
I only picked 4, because the thing is I can pick a dozen, and I'll be here all day.
Yeah, but, plus you don't want to oversaturate our listeners.
Yeah, it's just enough to kind of go, whoa.
That's nasty.
Yeah, that's nasty. I better start looking up my redemptions drawing near.
Nine.
Mm-hmm. You have a scripture, Miss KAPOW?
I do. It's Psalm 64. And it says, "Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. And the righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory." Amen.
Yay. Yay. Did you write the Psalms, Miss KAPOW?
No.
You should have.
But I know who did.
Yeah, I know. First up, Miss KAPOW, Poop Patrol.
Oh, yes. I gotta...
If you remember last week, remember last week? We talked about the San Francisco libtard utopia, where they allow all these homeless people to live on the city streets, and they just defecate and piss and poo everywhere. And people on their way to work, stepping in it. And it's just, it's the total degradation of the human. You can't get lower than this. And it's a whole city.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, people keep going there and visiting. I don't know why. I have no idea. Because if the poop don't get you, the earthquake will.
Well, even here in Sun City, they have a trip to California. And one of the places that they're going to stop at is San Francisco. I'm thinking, can't you just omit that one?
I know.
Who wants to go there?
I know. Even at the wharf and all that stuff, I wouldn't.
No.
No one would be caught dead there. Nasty. Anyway, this is from zerohedge.com. And the title of the article, this is the follow-up on this, on the Poop Patrol people. They make $185,000 a year. Now, that's included with their benefits. Because everybody's union, California, and if you work for the city, you're union. $185,000 a year. That's including their benefits. I think without their benefits, it would probably be about $76,000 or $80,000 a year.
That's
still a good sized chunk of change.
For picking up somebody else's
poop. I think
God only knows what else. You know what I mean? It's biohazard.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. Worms, disease.
Oh.
It's an amazing libtard utopian experiment that's gone totally awry. And it's even worse than just the poop. I mean, there's needles. There's all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And they're spending millions of dollars on this stuff, on homeless people and cleaning up after them. It's absolutely incredible that people still live there and work and pay taxes. And this is where their money goes to. And why did the
city wait this long to take care of this problem?
They actually created it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They actually created it when they have a shooting gallery, when they have a, it's a term for, shooting heroin. And they say, well, the cops don't touch them. They can go to this park or this area. We'll give them free needles and condoms. And they can shoot an illegal, Schedule 1 narcotic. It's a felony, but you don't enforce it. Unbelievable. So anyway, it opens up and says, we wish we could say this was a satire piece. I do too. But it's a lucrative business, collecting poop. It's shocking. San Francisco has a crisis of vast amounts of vagrant-generated feces, and it covers its public streets. And it actually runs the street.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, the stench of the people are stepping in this stuff. They had in 1 week, we talked about this last week, they had 1 week in July, over 16,000 complaints were recorded in 1 week about human feces.
1 week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? So anyway, the mayor there.
Yeah, London Breed.
Yeah, London Breed. She decided to establish a poop patrol.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, they did that after they canceled a major medical convention, right? And then this stupid mayor, she decides, oh, I'm going to walk through the city. And then she's absolutely shocked. Hello, you're the mayor. People have been complaining for a long, long time, not just recent, not just the month of July, but people have been complaining and you haven't done anything. And now you're doing this poop patrol and you're shocked.
Isn't that amazing?
What in the world have you been doing?
I know. That she actually takes a tour of the city and she's shocked about the filth. And I'm going,
I hate that.
I'm thinking, well, how'd you get elected to be mayor if you've never walked down to your own city streets?
It's political. Did you see the race that this woman is?
Yeah. The female mayor.
Gender.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So anyway, they unveiled this plan, and the patrol will consist of a team of 5 people and a supervisor. So that's 6. And they'll put on protective gear. They patrol the alleys around Polk Street.
Street.
That's a gay zone.
And other brown zones. Oh,
brown
Lord,
zones.
They actually call them brown zones.
And check this out. In search of everything from hepatitis-laden Hershey squirts to worm-infested logs.
See, you couldn't pay me enough to pick that up.
Worm-infested poop.
And then they will also have a special vehicle which is equipped with a steam cleaner and disinfectant. Really? Oh, Lord.
So we talked about this last week. We won't repeat, what they're doing and everything. But this title of this article is that each member, that's not the supervisor, but each member, apparently of the elite poop patrol team will cost the city $184,678 in salary and benefits. Jeez. Yes. Almost $185,000 with salary and benefits. Now check this out. Check out Mayor Breed is her name.
Yeah, London Breed.
London Breed. I'm sure that's her real name. It's probably a he anyway, dressed like a she. I mean, none of these people are real. London Breed acknowledges we're spending a lot of money to address this problem. And here's the deal. This is true. $72.5 million a year street cleaning budget. Okay, so the big trucks and they go and they clean the street. Okay, I get it. $12 million a year on what essentially have become housekeeping services for homeless encampments. Housekeeping services for homeless encampments. $12 million a year. People are paying taxes to this. $2.8 million for a hot spots crew to wash down the camps and remove any biohazards. Wow. Hot spots crew. Hey, I work for the hot spots. Wash down the camps. You know what biohazards are? That's poop.
Yes.
And needles. $2.8 million. They budgeted $2.3 million for street steam cleaners. $2.3 million to buy steam cleaners.
Yeah.
$3.1 million for the pit stop portable toilets.
Oh, Fuji.
Can you imagine what's going to go?
My toes have been curling ever since we started this.
Can you imagine what's going on in those portable toilets?
No.
Can you imagine what's happening there?
No. Dear Jesus. Oh, God.
$364,000 for a 4-member needle team.
Oh, dear.
I don't know what they do. And an additional $700,000 set aside for a 10-member needle cleanup squad, complete with its own minivan. So I don't know the difference between the needle team and the 10-member needle cleanup squad, but apparently there's a difference.
Well, one probably has to find them, bring them here, while this 10-member cleans it up.
Specially trained team.
Yeah.
Where do they go to school to get trained on poop patrol? Where do you get that kind of training?
Well, I think the public works director, Mohammed Nuru.
Yeah, he's a Muslim.
Yeah, he's the co-creator of this poop patrol initiative. He probably will teach them how to clean up poop. Oh,
yeah. Now, on top of all that money I just said, the new $830,977 a year, almost $1 million, poop patrol, they will be used actively to hunt down and clean up human waste. Wow. So they do make, without benefits, they make $71,760 a year. And that swells to almost $185,000 with mandated benefits. Like I said, everybody's in the union.
Yeah, but you know what? That makes me very suspicious, because you know that you're going to do a lot more than what you think you're going to be doing to earn that kind of money.
Yeah. They're probably going to be wiping the poop off the mayor's butt.
There's something not. And why they waited this long, God only knows.
What was it, 16,000 complaints?
In a week.
In a week? Yeah. So they have an $11.5 billion budget. Ms. KAPOW, I said billion.
Yes.
$11.5 billion. And so this $11.5 billion budget can handle the burgeoning cleanup costs, likely to blow up even further. We're not sure how property owners paying hefty land and sales taxes, which have soared over the past years, will react. It doesn't matter what they say, because they're going to do it anyway. They do it anyway.
And we'll see if this really does. Yeah. If this money really does go to this.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to follow up on. Now this is a libtarded utopia. This is the libtards. This is what they want to do across the United States of America. They want to bring this to every city in America. And you might ask yourself, well, why? This doesn't make sense to purposely destroy yourself. Because you're dealing with entities that are inhabited these things that look human, and they're not. So they don't think like you do. They don't think like a human. If you were to take a turtle brain, right? Mm-hmm. It's a living thing. It's an intelligence because it lives. Turtles have an intelligence. They do what turtles do. Put the turtle in a human flesh suit, so it looks just like a human, but it's a turtle brain. Well, it's not going to react the same way as a real human would react in certain situations. The thing that looks like a human that has a turtle intelligence in it is probably going to spend most of its day hunting for green leafy substances and, pooping on the sidewalk and hiding in a homemade shell of some sort, Mm-hmm. And I know it sounds crazy, but you're dealing with demonic entities. There's a takeover. The country, the whole globe has been taken over a while back. There's a big war in heaven. I mean, these things have come down. The portals have been open. And the demonic forces have come and they've inhabited more and more humans because the humans themselves are opening themselves up to these things.
Yeah.
Every celebrity they're not real, and they're opening real humans up to all this experience. You have churches that lay hands on people and impart the Kundalini spirit. It's all over the nation now. You've heard us talk about this before. Don't let people lay hands on you and touch you unless you know who they are. And they impart these Kundalini spirits on you. And so the whole planet is just haunted and demonized. It is a alien, demon-infested rock at this point. And it's cracking. It's going to end. And it's ending here soon. Mm-hmm. Thank God. But so you would ask, why would they want to destroy San Francisco? Why do they want to destroy my town, my city? Because they're not human. They don't think normal. Mm-mm. These are demonically inspired. If I say a libtard or a liberal, I'm talking about a Satanist. Mm-hmm. If they are human, they're worshiping Satan to get to where they're at. See? They're a shield for these entities.
Just nothing but you're just expendable.
Yeah. You as a real human, the bottom feeder there, you're just, you're just a slave, to provide the money and the workforce for these things. And I'm not teasing you. I'm not kidding you. It's amazing.
Yes.
You have to know that, and then you can survive it and have a marvelous day because you're like, I'm not part of that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's some good news for, now this article didn't say anything about gay men, but I know it's affecting gay men because the sores are appearing on the anus. So there's not a whole lot of heterosexual people who are doing anal stuff. I don't think. I don't know. I've been out of the business for a while. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I think it's a gay thing. This is flesh-eating STI, sexual transmitted disease. It's called donovanosis. Donovanosis. Now, check this out. It causes genitals to rot away. Nice, huh? Mm-hmm. And it's been found in the UK for the first time.
Yep.
I think it's a gay thing. Because they're so sexually active. They're pigs. They're demonic pigs. And all they do is screw other demonic pigs. That's what they do.
Poochie.
It gets worse, Ms. KAPOW.
Oh, I know.
It gets worse.
Nasty.
Yeah. There's been no previous cases in the UK of the rare sexually transmitted disease, also known as granuloma inguinale or something like that. Jeez. It sounds like some kind of Latin singer.
I know.
Done it? Okay, so a sexually transmitted disease which causes the genitals to erupt into flesh-eating ulcers. It's been detected for the first time in the UK. It's making a comeback in other countries too. Yay! This is what we call, folks, a pestilence. Okay? This is what the Bible refers to as a pestilence. It's a disease. It's a pestilence. It's this kind of stuff's gonna run rampant as time ends. It's what's happening. It's usually found in far-flung tropical countries. There's been no previous cases in the UK. They say it causes genital ulcers, and they grow and they spread. And if left untreated, the flesh in the growing literally starts to eat itself.
Nasty. Oh.
Yeah. Let's see.
See, and these people in San Francisco got to be careful that. See, this is what I'm saying. This is like, poop is hazardous.
Oh, it is.
Biohazard, right?
Yeah.
And this kind of stuff comes from that.
That's why any civilized people, and they're not civilized people. That's why any civilized people have hygiene, and they do things with their waste. Not there. Just do it on the street. Have people step in it and complain. Apparently, this disease has been diagnosed 3 times, twice in Bolton and once in a woman between the age of 15 and 25 within the last 12 months.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. It is. Let's see. Infections typically occur in the genital area. They can also appear around the nose. Nice. Mouth and chest.
See?
There's 4 types of donovanosis to be aware of. First, Ms. KAPOW, this is important. Let's take notes. The first is fleshly or fleshy red ulcers that bleed when touched.
Yeah. Poochie.
So, yeah.
They're like ulcers, right?
That's clue number 1. Second, the second type is a dry ulcer. Oh, with a raised uneven edge. This is known as something else. And then there's the necrotic infection. It's deep and foul smelling. And it causes severe damage to the tissues because it's eating human tissue.
Yeah, it stinks.
And then there's another one that leaves scar tissue. Now, check this out. It says sex with an infected person is not the only means of catching the disease. And it's twice as likely to affect men than women. Why is that? because it's a gay thing. Mm-hmm. It's a gay thing.
See, and the thing is, okay, it stinks.
Yeah.
So why would you be with someone that stinks?
Because they're demons.
I know.
They're not human. That's what I'm saying. Like you put a turtle, you put the intelligence of a turtle in a human flesh suit, it's not going to act normal. So when you have a disembodied spirit from a Nephilim inhabiting a flesh suit, they don't think like you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have sex with someone who stinks because they stink. It's not the same. They're not human.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I know it's really hard to get your head around because they look human, but they're not. They're not. You know, you can get the disease by a simple contact with a bleeding ulcer. So clue number 1, if someone has a red, pulsy, bleeding ulcer, don't lick it. Don't go up and lick it, okay? Just mind your own business.
Don't touch it.
Just continue on to the salad bar. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. I'm telling you.
No.
Don't just go to the salad bar. Don't look. Okay, so they generate a foul smell. Half of infected men and women have sores in the anal area.
Yeah, okay.
And they appear.
Why?
Yeah, see, you know why. The bumps gradually erode, disease spreads. Anyway, it's very bad. It says it's scarring. I think scarring is the least of your worries at this point.
Yeah.
And so it eats the flesh, and then you die. Yeah, nice. It says Dono Venaros primarily occurs in tropical countries or regions of the Americas, Southern Africa, and Oceania. Coming to the sodomite in your neighborhood. So, yeah, they live a risky lifestyle because, you know, they ain't right. They ain't right in the head. They ain't right in the head. They have a demon in them. The demon needs to be removed in order for them to be normal again. Yeah, it's a demonic thing. Let's see. Okay. Hey, what happened to my my earthquake story?
It's right next. Well, it's right here.
I must have turned it off.
Oh yeah,
by accident.
That's all right.
Okay, I think
again.
Yeah, let me see here. Well, everybody, unless you've been living under a rock, know that there's been some earthquake activity. There was a major earthquake Thursday. No, not Thursday. Wednesday, the 22nd.
Yes.
And let's see. I'm reading the wrong article. You probably have the right article in front of you. I'm reading another one.
Earthquake, Oregon earthquake, massive 6.3 magnitude tremor rocks the U.S. West Coast, sparking fears that the big one will hit America. The quake registered at a depth of 6 miles and 188 miles off the coast of Oregon. It says a huge 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Oregon on America's west coast today. And yeah, that's why they're scared, because they think this is going to affect California and all the West Coast area.
Yeah, which is long overdue. They call it, the Cascadia fault line, and of course the San Andreas fault line. We used to live right on top of that bad boy.
Mm-hmm. It says the shake followed an intense week of seismic activity, which the deadly ring of fire was rocked by 70 quakes in just 48 hours. Mm-hmm. And a cluster of 16 significant movements, all above magnitude 4.5, hit on Monday, and followed 53 that shook the region along the disaster zone on Sunday.
And these are what you would consider, 4.0s are considered not minimal quakes, but small quakes. And then it goes up. A 6.0 is considered, I think, large, but not. The greatest ones are 8.0 or above. Mm-hmm. And I'll read that to you so you can kind of figure it out. But the day before the Oregon one hit, there was 70. in just 48 hours all around that ring of fire. Mm-hmm. And 16 of those were above 4.5. Yeah, and that followed a cluster of 53 quakes that hit the geological zone just Sunday. Mm-hmm. So it rattled Indonesia, Bolivia, Japan,
and Fiji. Fiji actually was the highest earthquake magnitude, 8.2, I believe.
Yeah, they've been rocking
8.2.
Yeah, no, that's what they call a great quake. One. Yeah, they don't get higher than that. That's 8.2. That's bad.
Pretty significant. Yeah.
If that hits a populated area, bye-bye.
And that was one of the things that they were thankful about is that it wasn't populated and it was so deep under the earth.
Yeah. Now, just let me remind people that Jesus. One of the signs of the end of the age that he talked about was earthquakes in various places. Okay, so he's not in fact, let me just stop and say this. Hang out till next week after Monday, because we're going to do a Monday show, and we're going to talk about Luke 21. And we're going to talk about the signs that Jesus talked about at the end of the day. And when we get done explaining it and putting it all out, you're going to go, oh, I dig it. I know exactly what you're talking about and where we're at. Because there's no doubt where we're at. And I know there's a lot of confusion in this area because of all the different false doctrines out there. There's the whole different false doctrines and, dispensationalism and hardcore preterism and all this stuff that have muddied up the waters. But we're going to go back to what Jesus says and what you observe with your eyes living here, and you see it happening. But one of the things he talks about is earthquakes in various places, and he says great earthquakes. So they increase in intensity and in numbers. Mm-hmm. It's many and large, and that's one of the things. So when you see this kind of earthquake activity shoot up like this so quickly, it's one of the signs. And coupled with all the other signs, they're all there. Mm-hmm. All of them are there. All of them are there. It is really time to look up and wake up. Wake up. Get your head out of the world. Look up. Redemption is about to come. It's important that happens, that you wake up, because if you're not awake and you're running around and you're about the cares of this world and you're all hung up on Dancing with the Stars or whatever is The Voice, or I don't know, whatever's on TV, and you're going to miss the day. Jesus says it's going to come like a snare upon the whole world. Mm-hmm. The whole world, the entire globe. And it's not like, oh, Jesus is coming, I better, here, I'm going to pack in my bag. No, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. Miss it. You don't want to do that. Wake up. Now's the time to wake up, because you can't wake up when it happens.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. Okay,
so let's talk about some of these quakes now that I've got you all going. Here is the deal. Let's go to, I'm at Miss KAPOW. I'm at earthquakestoday.com.
Oh.
Earthquakestoday.com, if you want to join me. And what they do is, this site is everything you need to know about great earthquakes, any kind of earthquake, everything you need to know. And on to the far right, Miss KAPOW, if you scroll down, they have categories. And they have, number one category is great world earthquakes, magnitude 8 or more. Then they have major world earthquakes, magnitude 7 to 7.9. Major. Then they have strong world earthquakes, magnitude 6 to 6.9. So what happened in Oregon was a strong. There's 2 more levels to go.
Wow.
Under that is moderate world earthquakes, magnitude 5 through 5.9. Then they have light, magnitude 4 to 4.9, and we don't care about minor. They also have tsunami alerts and everything. So the page is pretty cool. So let's just go, just for giggles, let's go to great world earthquakes and see if anything happened recently. Okay, so that's a magnitude 8 or more. And what we have here, folks, is the latest one was August 19th, 2018, There was an 8.2 magnitude, and it occurred near an island in Fiji. That's huge. Mm-hmm. That's the latest one. And before that, we had one at the beginning of the year near Kodiak in Alaska, January 23rd. Those are big boys. All right? That's something to be concerned as the magnitude goes up. So now let's look at major world earthquakes that happened recently, magnitude 7 to 7.9. Like I said, you hit 8 or above, I mean, it's just, it's over. Everything falls. Okay, so 7 to 7.9, these are called major earthquakes. It's the second largest major earthquake. Folks, we had one August 21st, which was, Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday.
So just this last Tuesday, August 21st, 2018, we had a major earthquake in Venezuela. Wow. Tsunami alerts were sent out and everything. Huacarapuero in Venezuela strikes. It's near that. The same day, folks, August 21st, 2018, there was a major earthquake, 7 mag, at Urapa, Venezuela. They're two different ones. They're not the same one. Venezuela. Now, you know all the political problems they're having there and the economic problems. They're collapsing, and now the earth is shaking under them. August 19th, and I won't go further than that, but August 19th, was that Sunday or something?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I don't know.
There was a 7.9 near Nadoy Island in Fiji. Mm. And then you remember they had the 8.2 in the same area. So that place is not good. And I'll stop here, August 5th, because it's the beginning of the month. There was a 7 mag in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And folks, it keeps going and going. That is the second largest category. The next greatest category is great earthquakes. Mm. And we had one on the 19th or whatever, or 21st, I forget. Yeah, it's increasing. So let's go down to the third category, which is strong earthquakes. Those are magnitude 6 to 6.9. That's what we experienced there in Oregon the other day. And what we have here is August 23rd. That's today. Thursday the 23rd, as we're doing the show. There was a 6.3 mag in Tanaga volcano in Alaska. Hmm. So my understanding is when you have an earthquake at a volcano, that's really bad.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's really bad. And this is a 6.3. It's a strong earthquake. It's number 3 from the top. Mm. The day before, so Wednesday, there was a strong 6.2 in Oregon. That's the one we were talking about. It's the one everybody's talking about. Yet the very next day, they had one in Alaska. Today, I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm sure we will. The day before, on the 22nd, which was Wednesday, there was a 6.3 mag. Oh, the same one. I'm sorry. That was in Oregon. The day before, August 21st. So that's Tuesday. There was a 6.7 in Vanuatu. Lakatoro, Vanuatu. Not sure where that's at. The same day, the 19th. The 19th, there was a 6.9. That's almost in another category. In Indonesia. Wow. On the 19th, we also had a 6.8 in Fiji. On the 19th, we had another one, a 6.3 in Indonesia. Folks, this is bad. Yeah. This is number 4 down the line. These are strong earthquakes. And see, Jesus says there'll be diverse earthquakes. This says there'll be great earthquakes in various places. Great, which means many and in size, according to the Greek. On the 17th, this is just this month. So on the 17th, there was a 6 mag in Costa Rica. There was another one on the 17th in Indonesia. On the 16th, there was one in Japan, and it has to go to another page. So, but you can get my point. Once I got down to strong earthquakes, that's number 3 from the top, folks. 6 to 6.9 magnitude. Once I got to that level, you could see that they were all over the place. There was fewer major earthquakes, but still a lot, and then only one great earthquake. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're looking at. And I'm going to stop boring you with this. So I'm just going to go down to moderate and give a quick perusal of moderate. Now, moderate is 5.0 to 5.9. Today, there was moderate, 5 mag in Japan. Today, there was a moderate in Indonesia. Today, there was a moderate in Fiji. Yesterday, there was one in Indonesia. Yesterday, there was one in Bellini Islands. On August 22nd, there was a 5.2 in New Guinea. You get the point here? Mm-hmm. On the 22nd, there was another one near Africa, a 5.5. There was one in the Philippines. There was, on the 22nd, another one in Papua New Guinea. On the 22nd, there was a 5.2 near Ometepec in Mexico. On the 22nd, Vanuatu again, and then I have to go to the next page. But you can see as they get smaller, and I stopped at moderate. They're all over the place. And of course, if you went to light, which is 4 to 4.9, you're going to have them even more and more. So they are increasing in number, and they're increasing in size.
Yeah.
They're getting bigger, and there's more of them. It's just, that's where we're at.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to take a short commercial break. I'm going to come back for the last story, Ms. KAPOW. Okay.
Demons in My Marriage Bed, a true story of spiritual warfare, changed the way my spouse and I conduct spiritual battle and has increased our alertness level to the tactics of Satan. This is an excellent training manual for building a stronger marriage by exposing the tactics your enemies use against you from all online digital retailers. God bless you all.
Okay, we're back. We're back. One last story.
This is a bad story.
It's a bad story. It's my, what I call my typical demonic story here. This is one of the things I'm talking about. This is a person who's not a politician or celebrity, but just a regular Joe filled with the devil. And he looks human, but he's not. That's why he does the things he does. Louisville. Okay, this is in Dallas, I believe. Mm-hmm. A man is accused of fatally stabbing and beating his 16-month-old son. That's just a baby. It's a toddler.
A little over a year.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Before his neighbor at a Louisville apartment complex attempted to stop the attack by shooting the dude in the leg. Mm-hmm. Witnesses reported that a man was stabbing or beating a child about 12:40 p.m. That's in the middle of the day in a courtyard at the Oak Forest Apartments. A neighbor heard screaming, so he grabbed a gun and he fired 3 shots, and he struck the father once in the leg, and that effectively ended the assault on the child.
Wow. It's a good thing that neighbor was watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that kid. Well, the kid died anyway, but yeah. The medical examiner identified the child Monday, and they have his name, and it says, but then they removed it from the website. During the attack, now this is why I'm reading. One of the reasons why I'm reading the story, because this is indicative of demonic behavior.
Yeah, this is.
During the attack, the father was yelling, "Jesus is coming."
Yeah, the demons always use the name of Christ, doesn't he?
Yeah, they never go, Muhammad is king, Buddha is rising. They always mock and attack the creator God. And because that's all they have. Their time is short, and they're gonna meet judgment, be eternally punished and tormented, and that's all they have is their stupid demonic mouths. But this is indicative of demonic behavior, the antichrist spirit coming out of their filthy 3-frog mouths, because they're not human. And the toddler had severe injuries, including stab wounds. He was taken to a local hospital and was pronounced dead. So the kid died anyway. The captain who was being interviewed of the police force said it was the worst in his 20 years.
Yeah, that'd be hard to see.
Yeah, because it's the little victim, the little guy, didn't do anything, just a little guy. The mother was at work, so she didn't have anything to do with it, except having the ability to pick a beautiful man to father her spawn, right? The father, I hate they keep using that term because he's not a father. He's an idiot, demon-possessed idiot. He was in his 20s or 30s, or is in his 20s and 30s. He was arrested. Oh, and he was taken to the hospital for his treated gunshot wound. Of course, he's going to live. He's fine. They patched him up, and he's going to go to jail. And they're going to charge him with stuff. And what'll happen is attorney will go and he'll say he's crazy. He went nuts. He smoked some bad synthetic marijuana, and he's insane, and then they'll feel sorry for him, and he'll get off, and he'll go to San Francisco and start pooping on the wall. Maybe he'll even join the patrol and make 70-something grand a year.
There you go.
He'll write a book. He'll be famous. Maybe he'll be on a reality TV show and then work at the White House because he's so qualified. Something like that. When they arrested him, apparently he was talking nonsense. The other thing he said, not only is Jesus coming, the other thing he said is, he says, I just want to see my mom.
Yeah. What a crazy thing to say.
Yeah. I like this part of the article. It says the neighbor who stopped the attack has not been identified. He will not face criminal charges.
I would hope not.
You think? Yeah. It's still America, right? Last time, I think. This one neighbor who heard gunshots. She was walking her dog, heard gunshots, and some of the neighbors said, get down, because of shots. And she says, I know the family. She said she'd see him outside playing cards or other games. And she lived in the complex 10 years. She says she don't feel safe anymore. She's going to move. Right? This other gal who's 26 years old, when she got home, she heard about it. And she said, while on her balcony, she would sometimes see the man on his, and they would occasionally greet one another. She said he was pretty normal. For this to happen is unbelievable. So you just don't know who your neighbors are and when they're going to
go off.
Yeah, totally allow the thing to take over. You just never know. You never know, Mishka.
That's right.
All right, so join us Monday. We're going to talk about Luke 21:11, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. And
we're going to be a good one.
Yeah, we're going to talk numerous verses there. Break it down, and you're going to cut through all the doctrinal nonsense and red tape and go, oh, this doesn't have to happen, and this doesn't have to happen first, or there. So many people get wrapped up, and they think there has to be a third temple or an antichrist or all this other stuff, and no, it's going to end, and we're there. All right?
Yay.
Let's take it from Uncle Paul. But anyway, we will show scripture to prove that after Monday. But for now, I got to go chow chow. Right, chow chow?
That's right, chow chow.
Give him a chow.
Chow, babies.
How could you have been so blind to the signs in the skies? How could you have ignored the cries? Crossing the prison side. All that's left now. There's nothing left to see. No. With that mountain made of fire, came crashing down into the sea.
The winds on fire open and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken down, the earth is completely dissolved, and the earth is moving exceedingly. The earth shall grow full and grow like a garment, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall in the right again. It shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the whole of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison.
All that's left now. There's no reason to leave. With that mountain made of fire, came crashing down on prophecy. All that's left now. Oh, there's no time to grieve. With that